Okay, so the real update with everything is we went out yesterday and grabbed the trailer. It took some time because the trailer was leaning too heavy on the floor jack. I kind of explained that in a different post. So then we got down the road and everything was going fine. We're going down 90 and I got off in Buffalo because the truck needed diesel, and there's a place called Jim's Truck Stop right kind of in the middle in Buffalo. And so we were going, I was pulling in to get diesel, and I looked in the rear view mirror and noticed smoke billowing off the back end of the trailer, and I was like, oh, this ain't good. I've been through this before, we're not doing this again. I was right at the Walden Galleria parking lot because I had gotten off the one exit coming from the north end where you get off, it loops around underneath the highway, and you have to go down through kind of the mall area to get to the diesel stop. So I pulled into there, and I'm looking, and I'm like, I know the smoke was coming off the tires. Trying to figure out what was going on. I crawled underneath the trailer. I couldn't see it. I didn't know what was going on. The tread was wearing unevenly on it. And then I'm looking at the inside, underneath the tire, underneath the trailer, inside tire, and the inside of that tire is just wearing, and it was hot to the touch. And I was like, there's something wrong. So I lifted it up because I had my trailer jack, and the tire spinning freely, and I said, I don't understand what's going on. Why is this doing this? I called up Jay because, well, he just happened to live 4 miles down the road from where we were stopped, because Jay wasn't going to go on this trip. This was me and the kids taking this trailer full of stuff for this lady that she is moving from New York to Oklahoma. And it was the last load of their things. They just needed the last of their stuff and the trailer to go down there. And so I called him up, and I waited till he got there. I got a hold of my dad because my dad's a mechanic, and we got the tire off, and that's one of the pictures I showed you guys. So it turns out during transport the load had shifted, and it was leaning up against that trailer wall. Sorry, alright, let me do this. I can barely hear you. Okay, is that better? Okay, so we were moving a trailer for a lady from New York to Oklahoma. She was moving.
Yeah.
And so when the smoke was starting to billow off of that tire, I pulled off and I was trying to figure out what was going on. So I called up Jay because he only lived 4 miles down the road from where I was at. I called up my dad, who is a mechanic, and like, hey, I don't understand. This is like out of my knowledge range of what's going on, because I'm looking at the tire. The tire is spinning freely on a trailer jack lifted. I can't tell where it's rubbing on the wall of the trailer. Thanks, sorry. I forget that the phone is positioned in front of a vent, and the vent blowing on the microphone. So by the time Jay had gotten to where I was at with the trailer sitting in a parking lot, we pulled the tire, and that's when we could see the rubbing on the inside of the tire, rubbing against the wall of the trailer. And so what had happened during shipment, at some point, the load had shifted, and it was leaning up against the wall of the trailer, which generally is not a problem if you're not overloading the trailer, and if you're not packed it kind of the wrong way. Like, make sure you put the heavy stuff balanced on on the trailer itself. You don't stack things awkwardly in places. Like, that's not how you should load stuff. So things had shifted, leaning up against the wall. The wall was then leaning up against the tire, and the tire was rubbing against that wall and rubbing the rubber off of the tire. It was rubbing on the drum and the wheel hubs and the axle that was sticking, you know, that holds the tire in place, and the whole thing was just starting to rub through, and it was so bad. It was so bad. So we thought, okay, maybe if we can shift the load, you know, let's get in it. She had padlocked the back doors, which is totally understandable, you know, protecting your stuff. She had padlocked the back doors. We got them open anyway with permission. We had contacted her through this entire ordeal. And we opened the doors, and I'm just like, I'm not touching this. Like I said, it was loaded. Subscribers, I'll share a picture of how badly it was loaded up. It was floor to ceiling, literally stuffed full of things. The other bad part that was working against them in this whole thing was that the trailer is just so rusty underneath. If you're going to be using a horse trailer, please, 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 please check your frame and your cross members. I briefly looked at them really quick before we left the driveway up there and checked the tires, and everything looked decent. What I did not check was the back corner where that tire sat. That frame gave way. It snapped. It was just so rusted through, it had snapped. And when that snapped, that opened up. The wall was actually starting to separate. It was leaning up against the tire. The cross members were starting to rust away and give out. The floor was actually bowing across all of the trailer around the cross members. So it was heavily overloaded. The trailer is starting to rust out anyway. And it was just all working against the load of getting that all down there to Oklahoma. So what happened then is that we ended up taking it over to Jay's. Literally, he lives in a quiet, safe, secluded neighborhood, and essentially what's going to happen is we talked to her. She's going to end up finding a flatbed to just load the whole trailer onto it, and then take the flatbed loaded with their stuff. Yeah, now he's babysitting it. Loaded with all of their stuff down to Oklahoma, so that way at least she can have her things, and then from there she's going to decide what she's going to do with said trailer. So we made it as far as Buffalo.
That's our mom that can take us.
I mean, we're not far from home, thankfully. Luck ended in our favor, at least. So we're not far from home. We got stuck in a place where I had connections. Unfortunately, the lady doesn't have a lot of connections out here. But, I mean, at least it's in New York. We didn't get stranded in Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, or Kansas on the trip. So, I mean, it did kind of actually work out in our favor. It was supposed to be a family trip, right, guys? So we decided we're just going to have a weekend away in Buffalo instead. Right?
Yep.
So what are we going to do? We don't know. It's me. Yeah, you are the connections, Jay. Jay recommended a great breakfast place we're going to go try. The kids are excited because the hotel has a pool, which is really all they wanted anyway in the long run, was a pool and a hotel night, right? What are you doing? You got a camera working on the tablet. Great. So we're going to go find some place to eat for breakfast that Jay recommended. There's a couple of things up here I got planned, at least. So we're still going to have the family, mom, and kids getaway weekend. We're just not going to Oklahoma. We're going to stay locally here in New York. So, Dawn, watch the replay. It'll tell you everything. But unfortunately, like I said, for the lady, she's not getting her trailer today, which we would have done, because we would have been driving last night until about 10, pulled over, found a hotel for the kids, and then continued on. We would have been in Oklahoma this early afternoon. We would have hung out and stayed in a hotel down there, then come back north by like tomorrow. So we're just gonna do something different. I guess it's good practice for the kids then, I think, so. Yeah. In short, as Jay has said, the trailer failed and the trip cannot be completed, so. I'll share pictures over in the subscribers group. If you want more, if you're not a subscriber and you'd like to see the damages, private message me. I think I'm going to make kind of like an informational post for people with their trailers and such of like, hey, you know, just double check these things before you start like loading things and expecting stuff to work. Like I said, part of it was on me. I should have looked a little bit better at the trailer frame and stuff before we left, but I did crawl under and look a little bit, and I checked the tires, so you know, I thought I was doing my due diligence and failed in a couple of things, but now I have better knowledge and experience for down the road. So learning curve for everybody.
You don't have that much.
Don't have that much what?
Experience.
Excuse you? You want to go where?
To the pool.
You want to do it when?
After we eat our breakfast.
And you're going to do what to get there? Yeah, that's what I thought.
That'd be like,
I have my resident smart aleck here with me.
remember, I am the video clown.
Yeah, you're definitely the video clown.
Only at home. Because I can't do it.
Alright, go try some new breakfast spot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the pancakes.
That's all he wants is pancakes.
I want pancakes too.
Yep, and I'm going to go try something different, so. Whose trailer was it? It was a lady from out past Syracuse area. She was not part of our community. So I'm not really gonna put the word out there on who it was. But it's just unfortunate in that situation. So all right, well, that's the update. That's why we're not in Oklahoma. So
Yeah.
all right, thanks guys, appreciate you, Jay, and we'll catch a bunch of you guys later.
Yeah, see ya.
Say bye, Liam.
Bye!